Hi, I'm Darren with All in Learning. We're here today to cover the easiest ways to engage your students, identify the struggling students right away, get immediate data to impact instruction every single day. Some of the benefits to what we're going to cover today, you're going to be able to engage all of the students when you ask questions using All in Learning. There's zero prep and zero grading. I know this sounds great, right? And then we've got ways for you to identify the struggling students throughout the day and then support them right away. You've got data in hand, you've got engagement throughout class. So we do this a number of ways. We've got our old school clickers here, and also we can use alongside the clickers or in place of the clickers all of the student devices that you already have at your campus. So Chromebooks, iPads, student desktops, notebooks, all of the above. Students log in and to the cloud and can click on those devices. The old school clickers are great. They're very affordable, and they also provide you with a distraction-free, no texting, no TikToking while teaching is going on, and reduces the screen time as well. So we're going to cover just some easy ways to engage your class, trying to give you some really some best practices from a lot of our users on how they execute this strategy. So let's hop in. I've logged into my account, and I'm going to click Launch Clickers. Now, there are two options there, and we can use the response pads or use the web clickers. So I'm going to click to use the response pads, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to give this a name, and then I'm going to select my class. And when I do that, it turns on the clicker bar for me. So this clicker bar now, I can use it however I want to and with any resource that I want to use it with. So you don't have to prepare a thing and you don't have to change a thing to the content and the tools that you're using. But here's what I am going to do. I'm going to go to BrainPop, and I've got a question on the screen right there. So all that I'm going to do in All in Learning is I'm going to click Start Question. And now we're taking that screen from BrainPop or StudyJams, Flocabulary, any resources that you already like and use. It's zero prep. And what's going to happen now is that every student is going to answer this question. So I'm getting feedback from all of the students, and now I want to show you, I use the clickers, all right? And now I'm also going to use the web clicker. So I've logged in as a student here, and I'm going to click Launch Clicker. So here's this class right here, and there's my web clicker right on the screen. So I, the student, have looking at this teacher's screen and can click in and answer the question. All right. So once everybody's answered the question, I will click End Question as a teacher, and I get the feedback right away. And you'll see on the bar chart here that every answer got a response. So I know I've got some work to do, but what I've just done is I've engaged all the students that raise their hand all the time and the students that never raise their hand all year long. They just answered this question with All in Learning. I'm going to click on the correct answer. The correct answer was A, the dolphin. Half of the class got it right, half of the class missed it. So I know in the moment to stop and reteach it. I see if there are specific misconceptions that I can address, and I keep going with my instruction armed with data that I collected in the moment. So there was zero prep on that, using it with BrainPop. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a follow-up question. All right, so I'm going to click Start Question, and I can just verbalize questions as well. So I just want to know, true or false, whales and humans are both mammals. Whales and humans are both mammals. Is that A, true, or B, false? So the students will just quickly respond right away, and hopefully they've taken the instruction, the intervention that I've done, and are going to answer that question. And I click End Question, and you'll see here, boy, we did a lot better. We were at 50% before, we're at 88% now, and the class is really starting to catch on. So that's one way we can use the clickers, is with the website. I'm actually going to integrate video now, and so we're going to go to a YouTube lesson that I found on Perimeter. So I've been playing this YouTube lesson on Perimeter, and I'm just going to turn it on here, and we're going to pose a question from what we see on the screen.
Imagine starting at one of the polygon's vertices and then walking along each side until you got all the way back to the point that you started from. The total distance you traveled would be the perimeter of that shape. In this case, if the length of each side of the polygon was 10 meters, the total length you would travel along all 5.
All right, so at this point, what I can do is I can pose a question to the class. So is the perimeter for this polygon A 40, B 50, or C 100? I just click Start Question, and the students respond and answer the question right away. So we're using a video in this example. Everybody answered the question, and we're going to get the feedback from all of the students, so using the video there. The next example that I'm going to show, I have a Google Doc open and there's a sentence on the screen. Now I've highlighted one of the words and I want to know, how does that word function in the sentence? Is it A, B, C, or D? So the students will click in and answer that question. And then after they've answered that question, I can change it around. So I can highlight another word and ask an additional question. So we can work with PDFs and we can work with Word documents and all sorts of resources, even your document camera. Our last example that I want to show is solving a problem. So this can be in science or this can be in math. I've given the students a problem to solve, and what I'm not showing them is I'm not showing them any answers. So I want them to solve this just like we went over in class, just like we've been practicing. And then what I want to do is I'm going to have them show their work so we see that. But then when they're done, I'll say, hey, everybody, grab your clicker. And now what I want you to do is I want you to answer this question. So the students are going to look at their paper. They're going to look at their answer options. They're going to choose A, B, C, or D. And I'll get that feedback right away. So we started it out as an open response, but we're ending the question by collecting the data with All in Learning in a multiple choice format. I gave them the options. Not here is one of the options as well. And now what have we done? We've captured the data. I don't have to grade this problem 150 times tonight. What I've gotten in the moment is data. So across all 5 of my classes, I'll be able to collect this data. I'll be able to identify the struggling students and help them right away. See, when we're done and we end the session, here's what's going to happen. As soon as my session's over, when I've finished asking all the questions, I'll be able to click and open the report, and then one click in, I can see the students that struggled today. So no grading, no prep, and I see that Tom missed all 4 questions that I asked today. So I know that he needs help in the same class period that he struggled. So key to your implementation of All in Learning is getting this daily data, engaging every student in identifying these struggling students. If you need more help, we've got the support button that's on every screen. You can click on that and search, and you can see the support articles. Here, we have step-by-step instructions on everything that we covered today. I hope from this session what you've seen is ways that you can easily implement All in Learning to your existing instruction, existing strategies, and existing content. And then you have data, critical data that's going to tell you which students need help today, which students did well, and you can build those small groups for intervention. We'll help you help every student wherever they're at.